And so the gestation theory is essentially for everything that can be held in the body, there is a way in time to release it.
Mm.
And when we master the ability to not only acknowledge and access where we're holding, but then the craft and attunement to know how to birth that.
Mm. This is juicy.
Juicy.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Pelvic Pulse podcast. Oh, I have a special guest for you today. This is Julia. Oh, such a special being. She is a Kambo practitioner, an artist, and the creator of Rooted Rhythm, a womb-centered somatic movement practice guiding women back into their bodies and innate power. Her journey into earth medicine began with a desire to help her mother heal, evolving into a decade of yoga practice and years of exploration across movement, sound, and traditional modalities. With a decade of experience working alongside startups, she works to apply these skills in her pursuit of aligned financial independence through her services and offerings. And just for anyone who has been a longtime listener of the podcast, you've heard her artistry, you've heard her work. She was a collaborator in season 3, where we built these beautiful meditations, and it was such a fun season where we would go back and forth, and she'd have a sound bite and I'd be like, oh yeah, I feel this kind of energy, this is what's alive for me right now with my clients. It was such a, I wouldn't even say like a labor of love, it was just like love
Yes.
being poured out into the world. And oh my gosh, they've been such a treat to share, and I think have really healed a lot of women, especially I feel like my favorite one is probably, I can't pick. My top two out of the four that we made were the Sacred Rage, of course. That one's nasty. I love it. Show me your Black Panther. And then the Magnetic Woman one. That one was, the
Mhm.
sound, your voice. Okay, you have to give people a little glimpse into that, even artistry right there to get us started. You're just so talented, and I love you sharing about your process with that.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Brittany, like I just love how we connected and how it's like continued to just like nurture and create and just become. So like thank you
Mm,
for having me
of
on this
course.
beautiful podcast. Um yeah, the actually so I've been working in sound. I've been singing all my life. Since I could talk. I was singing before I could talk probably. It's probably my first language was singing.
I love that.
But then like, I going through the journey of just trying to learn instruments, but not really feeling aligned with instrumentation or the song um music theory was hard for me to connect with. And then eventually when I got into my 20s, I was introduced to Ableton, which is a software. It's a digital audio workstation. And that's how people create like produce beats and record and do all those things. And I learned by seeing, and at the time, my partner, he was working in Ableton, so I was just watching over his shoulder, completely mesmerized by the process, being like, you can make music. It was like, this is how you make music. Because my whole life I thought it was you had to pick up the instrument, learn the instrument, and that's how you make music. Um, and I struggled with that part. So when I found Ableton, I was like, oh my gosh, I can make music right here, right now. And like the software, I understood it. I understood it better. And
Mm.
so that was, about 5 or 6 years ago now, where I started to delve into Ableton. And I just found myself getting better at it just because of my interest in the software and making my own music. And there was a year where I didn't even listen to any other music. I was just in Ableton, making my own songs, making at least one song a day, just putting in a
Yeah.
beat, recording so that I could, learn the software and create the song. I have so many songs in the universe that are existing that no one could ever hear again, but
I'm sure that's not true. I want to hear them.
yeah, one day maybe we'll do like a little night of listening to my old music, but
Reminiscing.
yeah. Um but yeah, and then about actually 2024, November 2024, I was invited to Bali for a month-long art residency. Well, I was accepted. I applied and accepted, was accepted, and it was crypto backed. So I'm like, I have connections in the crypto Web3 space, and I've been able to attract a lot of opportunities there. And I submitted a project, and I was just feeling really inspired by going deeper into producing. And I thought, how cool would it be to create a sound story of the full process of being at the residency and also capturing the Bali like traditions and the culture in Bali. And I had this dream to do that. So I submitted the idea and they accepted me. And I was in Bali for a month doing that at this art residency house. And I created an hour-long sound immersive experience. 90% of the sounds were from scratch and using like field recordings. And they ended up using that audio in the gallery where they were showcasing all the other artists. Um,
Wow.
so that, long story short, that kicked off my deep involvement in like sound design and crafting landscapes of sound and the sound
Yeah.
escape brand is kind of what came through because I escape into sound when I
Mm.
create these tracks, and when I created the tracks for the Pelvic Pulse podcast, I was escaping into a feeling that your feedback to me was inviting me to feel deeper into the sound and asking the sound, what is it trying to birth or what is trying to come through the sound? And that relationship has always been so beautiful and sacred for me. So that's
Mm.
yeah.
I'm so grateful. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, just to give people maybe a little more context, you were doing the vaginal alchemy work at the same time, which
Hmm.
I think spoke to you mostly because the way that we connected, you found me on Instagram. We found each other on Instagram.
Hmm.
And rooted rhythm was already something that you were doing and offering, and I still haven't gotten to experience it yet, but I will. I promise one day.
Yes, you will.
That's a promise. But that I want to hear a little bit about that um journey for you through vaginal alchemy a little bit, if you don't mind, and like
Hmm.
everything that you're already doing with rooted rhythm and I don't know if you want to start with vaginal alchemy or if you want to go back in time a little bit before you were doing the rooted rhythm. Like where did that even come from and
Mm.
why was womb work so powerful or sacred to you?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm glad you brought that up because I was like, how do I want to like tap into that meeting point for us to a little bit more because it felt very aligned and divine.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, rooted rhythm. So the long-term partnership that I was in for about 4 years came to an end, and um, I was very, very heartbroken. Very, very, very heartbroken. More heartbroken than I've really ever experienced before. And at the time when it happened, I was actually in Scotland. I was on a 5-month European journey, just traveling. It was one of my dreams to do a really extended trip out there in Europe. And he came with me, and towards the end of the trip, things ended. And um, I remember I was in my hostel in Scotland when it happened, or when like, I felt like there was an ending happening. And all I could do, there's so much grief in my body. There was so much, because it wasn't just from this heartbreak. It was when we have heartbreak in our life, it brings up all of the other times in our life where these similar feelings have come up, and especially if the heartbreak is very intense, it's just even more just revisiting. Even childhood wounds come up during this time, rejection, abandonment, all these things. And so much of this was coming to the surface and being in another country at the same time, surrounded by, people that were lovely and beautiful, but I didn't know couldn't confide in them entirely. And so all I could do was just move my body, and I just found myself, and I used to dance a lot as a kid. Uh, so much with me and my sister, my little sister, when she was born, she would just spin and move all the time. So it was our thing to just dance together, and we would spin and dance and move for just hours. Just like that was our bonding thing as sisters. And I did dance class and such. So this movement started to emerge from me from the grief, that I was experiencing. Um, and yeah, that was the opening of the portal. I didn't realize this was opening, but actually, the Bali art residency again, coming there, I actually end up bringing that more alive because in that creative container, you're not only you're activating in all your creative capacities because all you have time to do is create. So you're just free flow
Wow.
and things are just opening and moving. And so I started to dance and like shake my booty and twerk and just feel myself. And I found that the other girls started to open up and do it with me. And it became this like sisterhood of just through movement. And some of the women, I was the only American, so a lot of them were foreign, like from different countries. So there was some barriers to entry, but it felt like the dance and the movement brought us into this beautiful divine feminine space.
Mm.
And it was just such a beautiful feeling. And so from there, I had the idea like, why don't I just do this? Like, why don't I just bring women together and we can dance and move in this capacity in this way? Because it felt really good. And yeah, so when I came back to San Diego after that trip, I started working on Rude Rhythm, and one of my first initiatives was finding other women locally that are already kind of in this space to yeah, just see the field of what is happening out here, and be a part of it. And so I found you and I was like, dude, this girl looks awesome. Look at like her podcast, like everything was just on point. Exactly what I was, feeling into at the time. And so we connected and, did all the things, and you told me about vaginal alchemy, and it kind of just flowed so well because I was like, I'm doing this, you're doing this, and then we were like, okay, let's do this. And vaginal alchemy felt like for me, you know, um, so perfectly timed with my exploration of my own womb work and my own sacral work through rooted rhythm. And I was like, wow, this is perfect. And, I can say it a million times and I'll say it again is like, I did not expect the potency of the medicine that you've created with vaginal alchemy, truly. Like,
Mm.
I was like, wow, the places that I was able to access within my own self. I was I was kind of like upset because I was like, why haven't I known this all my life? I was really calling my mom like, what the heck? Why did you tell like, I'm like schooling her now and get low key upset and like moving through the emotions of, wow, I'm 27 and I'm just now learning this stuff, So it's like this beautiful experience, but then the frustration, the anger, the guilt of not knowing my own body and not just spending time with it. And yeah, so that was a
Grief is a real layer with vaginal alchemy, the pelvic work that I do one-on-one, like all of it.
hmm
It's probably the t tip top layer. Maybe above it, like you're saying, the frustration and anger, and then it's like, oh, this deep sadness, like not just
yes.
even for yourself, but even potentially for your mom and any other of the women in your life. Like that's why when we're, I mean, I know you know this, it heals forwards and backwards and
Yeah.
across lineages.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm so glad that you worked through that initial layer and felt the potency because in the end it's drawing you back into your own power, which is what you do with rooted rhythm.
Hmm.
It's like reclaiming all of that and
Yes.
harnessing it, alchemizing it into
Mhm.
maybe a brand new creation.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the source of our potential, you know? And yeah, and after I got past the anger and frustration, I was able to share this with my mom and speak with her not just as her daughter, but as someone who can offer this new information to help her in her body.
Okay, I have to pause this here just for a second because what Huli and I are talking about today is so connected to what I have just opened up. Vaginal Alchemy, my self paced program, this version is officially open as of today. And I built this program because I was living exactly what we're describing in this conversation, same as Julia, felt very disconnected from my body. I carried shame that I didn't even have words for. And I wondered why I felt so locked, not just physically, but even emotionally. So, this program moves through shame alchemy, pelvic health, pleasure and menstrual cycle reclamation, nervous system safety, feminine expression, all of it at your pace in your own sacred timeline. And for the next 5 days, ending at midnight on May 9th, I'm offering $111 off plus the pleasure playbook completely free. That's a bonus guide on pleasure as a daily practice. I want you to use the code alchemy111 at checkout. Link is in the show notes or DM me the word alchemy on Instagram at b.ellers and I'll send you right there. This offer is only live again for 5 days. So if something is really like pulling you in right now, I want you to trust it. Okay, back to Julia because she was just getting to the good part.
And then you were able to, work with my mom when she came into town,
Yeah.
which was so beautiful. Yeah.
So beautiful. I was so grateful for that. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
I just love seeing the similarities in people and like obviously experiencing her as an individual was amazing. And
Hmm.
um maybe this is a good point to turn it over to the earth medicine though, because what actually is also really cool, I think, about our path together is I want to say was it April last year? I think it was April last year that I did my one and only combo experience.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I had she was a client actually at the time, and she was wanting to gift sessions. So she gifted one to me and came to the house, and I had that experience where it was like
In your year.
in my ears. Yep,
Yeah.
one dot per. And oh my gosh, I want to hear first though about because I've talked about it already. I've talked about my experience before.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, like how did you find combo or any other earth medicine? Like what does that even mean to you?
Mm.
And the healing aspect of your mom, it's not like you have to dish out all of her health things, but
Yeah.
I can see how that would be inspiring you to find different modalities.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm from North Carolina, and in the West Coast, these things are way more accepted out here. People actually just, this is a way of being, and from in North Carolina, people still play with psychedelics, but it's a lot less accepted, a lot more frowned upon. Even things like yoga, which I've been doing yoga for, 10 years now. When I started, I was in North Carolina and I found yoga with Adrienne.
Oh,
I
bless
don't,
her. I
yeah,
do know her.
amazing. Just a phenomenal woman.
Yeah.
And what she's offered and given to the community is just such a blessing. And she was my entry point into yoga. And yeah, I started, these are my first, touches of alternative modalities, right? In the West and now, especially just globally, these aren't considered alternative. Everyone does yoga or to some form of it. But at that time and where I was at, yoga was not something people really did very often, if ever. But I was on this journey of um, trying to help my mom, low key, at the time it was hindsight, you know, I can say more now that is where my motivation was coming from and stemming from, was trying to help my mom and, you know, in her journey of healing. Um, but yeah, and then from yoga, I went into LSD, which was like a whole era in my 20s, my younger 20s, early 20s. And then once I found, well, so mushrooms was for me was really where I feel like it started, you know. No offense to LSD or those who partake, but mushrooms, the first mushrooms I ever experienced, I grew myself.
Mm.
Um, and I felt viscerally that LSD had been lying to me and mushrooms were the truth.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like, that's just really what it felt like for me. The mushrooms just showed me everything as it is, and I felt that the integrity and the honesty of the medicine from the mushroom was really beautiful for me, even though it's sometimes challenging to see these things. But
Mm.
um, so yeah, when I found and experienced mushrooms, I feel like it opened up a whole world of opportunity. And, I after that I just was doing a lot of earth medicines with mushroom. I stopped doing LSD and focused more with the mushroom medicine, just doing with friends and then I took this long journey where traveling a lot, would do mushrooms and so mushrooms was always a part of my journey. And and then I came out here to San Diego, and that's been about a year and a half ago now.
Mm.
And I came to a community where at the time they were trying to start a psychedelic church, but then that kind of shifted and the intentions changed. And then I found someone through a friend who serves Kambo and trains Kambo. And my friend at the time, she was training to be a Kambo practitioner as well. And so she experimented on me. She offered the free session for me.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I trust you. Let's go. I've never tried this before, and I'm always especially open to earth medicines. And so, yeah, once I tried it the first time, my body was like, what's going on? And then, I was invited back for a second session, and I just started to be so much more connected to the groundedness of Kambo
Mm.
and realizing and then learning more about how it has all these properties of working with our inflammation, like our hormones. And I felt that it was such a beautiful kind of the yin to the yang of other psychedelics. And that's why I started to train under Kambo myself and learn the medicine. And it's a journey that's continuing to unfold. And oh man, I love it. I love it so much, which is most people are like, "What? You love Kambo? That's so weird."
Yeah, wait, will you explain it to someone who maybe has not heard of it? Because yeah, it was for me a very, very different experience than I've only ever done mushrooms, weed, and never have done LSD. Uh yeah, nothing like that.
Hmm.
And it was a way different experience
Yeah.
um that I appreciated. It was also my first time doing uh hape,
Okay,
however
yeah.
you want
Hmm.
to say it, through both nostrils at the same time. And the phrase, like the grounded energy, the grounded medicine of it, like that was such grandfather energy to me. And that
Hmm.
ended up coming through in my session. Like I loved that sensation. I loved that
Hmm.
feeling.
Yeah.
But yeah, will you explain in your own yummy words?
Yes, yummy. Yes. So Kambo comes from the Phylomedusa bicolor tree frog, which is an Amazonian frog found in different parts like Peru, Brazil, and it's a secretion, so it comes from the frog secreting this mucus. And it's collected by different tribes. Like the Matses tribe is one tribe that most people probably are aware of through Peter Gorman's book, which
Mm.
is the Sapo of My Soul. Um, and that's how I learned more about the Matses tribe and the traditions with Kambo myself, was reading that
Mm.
book. But Kambo is a purging medicine. It's not psychedelic, so no psychoactive properties. And you can purge in many ways. Usually 95% of the time, 99% of the time, you're going to throw up, vomit, purge, unless the practitioner and you are working on a smaller dose with the intention because of your health or whatever circumstances. Um, yeah, and it's about 20 minutes,
Hmm.
and you apply this medicine to the skin through burns, through topical burns, as you know.
Hmm.
Um, and, for me, at least when I hold ceremony, we're not just cleansing the physical or cleansing the energetic, because the energetic and the emotional are very real. As we know in the somatic practices and just working with the body stores a lot of things that the mind is not aware of. And so we're also working with those energies as well. And the beauty of Kambo and having a practitioner to hold that space is that, you can be present in the moments where those really challenging thoughts, those really challenging frameworks, ideas, beliefs, traumas can surface, and we can like literally physically purge and let it go. And when we can bring those feelings to mind, and for me, when I'm holding space, I'm reminding people, bring your intention. What's your intention? Hold your intention as they're purging, hold what is your release? What are you releasing? Release what no longer serves you. And it's important because the mind to body axis with somatics, that's how we are able to transmute a lot of these blocks that are, where are they at? Why am I feeling stressed? Why am I feeling depressed? Why am I like at low energy? A lot of it is just stuff that we don't even, it's might not even be ours, maybe our families and lineages before us have passed this information down to us, and it's our job to just release it.
Mm.
So, so yeah, um, combo is amazing. I don't know. Did I miss anything? Any
No, no.
specific questions?
Yeah. I think that answered a lot of big questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was also one of my favorite aspects of combo. Like it was so potent, and I technically only did one whole dot, because each
Mm-hmm.
ear is half, right?
Yeah.
And it was short. Like it was short lived, but absolutely profound.
Mm-hmm.
And um yeah, I loved the ceremony of it,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that I wasn't like high, psychedelic,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I was totally in my body, felt everything,
Yes.
and it was intense, but totally doable. I did not purge because it was such a small dose, I think, which is great. I don't mind that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
always open to a purge, but usually for me, it comes out the other way.
Yeah, there you go. And that's the thing. The beauty of it is like it's not all about the peptides in combo itself. Just getting
Mm,
within the first minute of having the combo on your skin, you're already absorbed all of those amazing peptides.
wow.
And there's 27 different peptides, which I'm not going to get into here. Go look
Yeah.
at my page. But
Perfect.
even that, like those things are just wow, such a beautiful medicine. So purging isn't always the most important part for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Being present with the medicine. Yeah.
I'm wondering if you have ever comboed, and as in combination, like have you
Yeah.
combined rooted rhythm work even like before doing a combo ceremony with someone?
Mm. I haven't. I have not. I I'm not sure how they would mix. I do like I've done sound healing um with Kambo, but
Mm.
yeah, I'm not sure how that would mix because it is when I want people coming into Kambo, I want them to be in a very um like calm, low heart rate, ease space, and rooted rhythm is very activating. Most of it is very activating, at least getting to the point of activation.
Mm.
And it's kind of also rooted rhythm is a series and a variation of experiences. It's not just the movement.
Mm.
It's like the warm up and the breath, the qigong, the mobility to bring us into a more open warm space to then move and dance freely and then coming down into
Mm.
like a more meditative, reflective space.
Yeah,
So yeah, I don't know how that would pair, but who knows, maybe.
totally. I mean, I just, yeah, I could envision, yes, the point of rooted rhythm is being so f free flowing and activated and liberated and expressed. And a cool down, obviously, just even from an activity standpoint, is really, really
Yeah.
nice. Just like you have a shavasana
Hmm.
in a yoga class, right? And then maybe that does bring them down into a state. And obviously, it doesn't need to be like back to back. What that's not what I was necessarily envisioning, but having some spaciousness, obviously, to process part one, and then maybe I don't know. I was curious, yeah, if you
Yeah.
had ever done that because those are both just really potent things. And like you said, did you?
Hmm.
Yeah, you said like it was like a yin to the yang.
Hmm. Yeah.
It was kind of like
Yeah.
the combo. So I don't
Hmm.
know. But
Yeah.
I can see a sound healing being really, really lovely in a
Yes.
combo session. Like, are you using your voice or are you using bowls? Like,
Yeah, it depends on the like the space. One of the spaces I'm using in Oceanside, they have a few instruments, so I'm using my voice, the instruments, and then I'll play tracks as well, and just so
cool.
it's a multifaceted. I try to get creative with it, so we're having fun, and and also everyone's different. That's part of it. I think as a facilitator and practitioner is being able to tune into every person individually that comes to the door
Mm.
because we're bringing different things, and some people need different things at different times in their life. And so part of it is I think I know my creative expression and my ability to improvise benefits me in these containers of holding space because
Hmm.
that's what we are. We're not, as much as doctors and the system wants to believe it, we are not robots.
Yeah.
There's there's
No.
no one single formula that fits everybody. We definitely have similarities for sure.
Hmm.
But especially in these healing modalities, and I know it's like the individual body, everyone is just so unique and special.
Right. And like you're saying, unique in moment to moment or session to
Mhm.
session.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
that's actually really cool to think about. Like, I could, yes, see how music and just being able to free flow and improvise and even in rooted rhythm, right? That's all lending you the experience of being able to read energy in the moment.
Yeah,
And so
and
you're,
adjust
yeah, and
and
adjust,
let
adapt.
go of ego, like because I think the maybe downfall of some practitioners or facilitators is they get so ego, like they understand everything because they went to this
Train.
retreat or they did this, certification, and so we get into our ego thinking, oh, we have everything and we know everything. I think it's so dangerous for us to believe that as facilitators and practitioners,
Hmm.
because there's a very great humility, I think, that is required to hold those spaces with, integrity.
Yeah, like fresh eyes, beginner's mind,
Hmm.
when reading someone else's energy. Like,
Yeah,
of course, use your toolbox,
yeah, of
but
course.
yeah, that's such a good point. I love that reminder always.
Hmm. Yeah, I need it daily,
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure.
Daily, baby. I'm just human over here.
True. This is very, very true. We're just walking each other home.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, that's also another thing. Like I appreciate your ability and desire to create all kinds of new experiences and the way that you blend all of your gifts in different capacities in different moments at different venues. I know you're brewing up something pretty special uh coming up at
Hmm.
the time of this podcast. I think when it comes out, I think it'll be ready to join. Can you
Yeah.
tell us a little bit more about this retreat?
Yeah, May 30th.
Oh, that we'll have plenty of time then.
Okay, cool. May 30th, Escondido, California.
You.
Yes, so the retreat is called Womb Rooted.
Mm,
Pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, I'm co-creating it with some other very beautiful, heart-centered, passionate women. Audrey and Katrina have joined me on this journey for this first iteration of Womb Rooted. And yeah, I've gone through it's been a journey for me to birth this because I am at the same time as creating it, I'm experiencing what we're trying to create and hold for other women. I'm
mhm,
experiencing it in my body, in my internal space. And so it's been a whirlwind and kind of just this world of wonders of exploration of myself and then working with these very powerful, wonderful women who also have these visions and also have these offerings and trying to make it all, or not make it, but allow it to all come together if that's what it is, how it's asking to come together. Um, so, one of the things I came up with as a foundation for Womb Rooted is the gestation theory, which is my own theory of um, in terms of defining how we hold energy in our body
mm,
and looking at the physical birthing process from an energetic standpoint as women because I feel that that is really our access point to our potential in general. If we're looking at a general framework, like accessing our potential energy, I think is rooted in that being able to shift the physical birthing process into the energetics. And so the gestation theory is essentially for everything that can be held in the body, there is a way in time to release it.
mm,
And when we master the ability to not only acknowledge and access where we're holding, but then the craft and attunement to know how to birth that.
mm.
Um,
This is juicy.
Juicy.
I love that.
Yeah,
Keep
yeah,
going.
yeah. It's like it's coming, it's developing and so it's essentially coming down to I think all of us women have that capacity to hold these things, these energies with and hold a lot. And that can be great and also can be very devastating if we don't know how to move it and birth it. And everyone, and then this is where it becomes individual, how you move it,
Mhm.
where, like, how it's being birthed, what is being birthed is where the beauty of individuality comes in because, um, you know, it's a culmination of your whole life's experiences, your beliefs, your practices is what defines how this energy takes form in the real world, in the
Absolutely.
manifested tangible world.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
when I was doing somato-emotional release training,
Mm,
um, what came through for me, like, because part of that process, part of that journey was uh thinking back to how I was birthed. And
Mm,
like some people, it was their own birth, but also maybe how they gave birth.
mm,
Uh, and for me, since I haven't given birth, and what felt really alive was my personal birth journey.
mhm,
And I've told this story too on the podcast before, but it speaks exactly to what you're saying because when I was processing, it was like realizing, oh my God, my mom was like afraid of me. Like I was an emergency C-section baby and there
mm,
was fear and there was like a lack of acceptance of who I was as a baby and wanting to go my way. And um,
mm,
that thread of acceptance has been a through line in my entire life. And it even came up the other day, like on Wednesday, I was crying about that again a little bit.
mm,
Just because I was being brought into like a this woman was channeling and had some like light language medicine and she brought us back into our mother's wombs again and I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that
mm.
lesson. That's still a
Yeah.
good reminder." And like the first time your heart beats at 22 days
Mm,
gestation and I was like, "Oh yeah, like that's still so true. Like self-acceptance is always my end game. Like
mm,
self-love through the journey of self-love. How can we feel more of our own acceptance, which that breeds acceptance from others if that's what we're really looking for, but it has to happen here first. But that's
yes.
the manifestation of like my birth story. Yeah.
Mm, yeah. Like I feel like we were talking about is that through line. The line that starts, if we can imagine a beginning, that is the beginning through
Mhm.
line. And coming back to that line again and again and again as we walk through life
Yeah.
in order to just find alignment, find that center.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
one of my other teachers, she was actually a sexological body worker, sexologist, amazing woman, but she calls it like the wobbly line, you know? Like
Mm,
there is that through line. Now I'm envisioning and putting these things together right now in the moment, but that through line for me, the acceptance, it's like
mm,
I've wobbled off of that, gone way off here, and always have somehow made it like we're back, just for the
yeah.
moment. We'll see where we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully we stay close to it.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess it's like the through line is there, and then we're kind of like this
Yeah, exactly. A good old sine wave.
little sign. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's another frequency, right? Kind of
Hmm.
going back to sound.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
it's
my God.
all related.
It is all related. Everything is everything. Thank you, Lauren Hill. Oh my God.
So true. Well,
Yeah.
tell me, okay, going back to the retreat space and like
Yes.
this amazing theory you have. What like
Mhm.
what are the women doing in womb
Mhm.
rooted? Like how are you sharing your medicine? What is that looking like?
Yeah. So Katrina is an amazing masseuse. She's not just a masseuse, she's like she has healing hands. Like I
Yeah.
just want her to touch me all the time.
Those are good
It's like,
friends to have.
oh. And she does deep tissue work and I've been with her medicine many times and but she's going to be leading and opening us up with a womb workshop. So it's a day retreat. And it's going to be three different main workshops hosted by all three of the women. And the idea is empowerment. So from this idea of gestation is number one, we have to find our own center and our own capacity to love ourselves, like you're talking about, to come back to what is true for us. And so the workshops are centered around that idea as well. It's like, how are we empowering ourselves? How are we treating ourselves? How are we loving ourselves? And so she'll be opening us up with the womb massage workshop. And then we're going to be going into a workshop by Audrey, and she's been in a successful, beautiful, abundant business for over 10 years now, called Intuitive Essence. And her scents are all over San Diego. If you look close enough, Trilogy, we love
Ooh.
Trilogies out there. Um, But Audrey is going to be leading a embodied business workshop. So
Mm.
the idea also of we're talking about the essence of the feminine, the internal experience of gestation, but then bringing it into the tangible world through our business or even our relationships. There's different ways that we can it manifests or forms. So she's going to be guiding a workshop there. And then my workshop will be rooted rhythm, ending in the night. And as you guys already heard that spiel, it'll be a beautiful, fiery release and then ease and just integration of everything that happened that day. And yeah, and then sprinkled throughout the day, we'll have like different little things like authentic relating to come into each other and reflect um, with each other because, we need each other to see more clearly as well.
So
And
true.
yeah, nice vegan food, lunch and snacks. The
Mm.
land and the property is so beautiful. It's at this well, the house is a Buddhist temple, but it's a house, so it's not like a typical temple situation.
Yeah,
But the
it's like a sanctuary. Like
yeah,
it's
sanctuary.
so beautiful. I saw pictures, you guys. It looks so magical. Like big exhale feeling when you walk in that spacious room. I could see so much magic and transformation happening there for maybe a woman who, I mean, I'm putting so many words in your mouth right now, but
Put it in my
yeah,
mouth.
open up wide, baby.
Give it to me.
But yeah, just like for a woman who might feel a little wobbly on her line right now and maybe doesn't
Mm,
even know what that line is quite yet.
yep.
And to find her center a bit alongside other women who are looking to do the same and want to walk away feeling more aligned and empowered, enriched, and just like poured into.
Yes.
That sounds like such a nourishing day.
Yep.
Where can I sign up?
Where's the sign up link? Julia.co/bloomrooted.
Yeah, I'll put all
That's
the links
it.
in the show notes. But if you were going to speak to, okay, because this is actually how I like to think of when I'm creating something maybe new, I'm
Mm,
always wondering like what would my younger self, what would she find helpful and encouraging and like what would she be needing to hear? And I'm wondering if there's something that you want to share with women who are listening, whether they're quote unquote younger or they're just in that time and space where they don't quite feel connected yet.
mm,
And maybe you want to, yeah, land in your womb and in your body
mm-hmm,
and share some embodied wisdom.
mm, mm. It's not perfect. Coming back to ourselves every single day. I am still learning. I'm creating this, but I'm learning as I'm doing it. You know, I still feel new. And maybe from the outside looking in, it looks like I have things figured out. But I think the reason why maybe it looks like that is because I've accepted that I don't have anything figured out and that I'm okay with, even though it might be painful, I'm okay with failure. I'm okay with, um, making mistakes. I try not to. It's not my goal to make mistakes. I want to do well. And I've made peace with that.
Mm,
Um, and I think the most important thing about being embodied is that we aren't defined by what we do. We aren't defined by what we create, although it can be beautiful and amazing. That isn't who we are. And when we feel and know that, then what we do, who's around us, what job we have, if our family loves us or not, if we have the ideal situation, or if we got the job that we wanted to get that we imagined as kids, or, all of those things really become like dust when we accept and know that we are so much more, and feel that we are so much more than what we do. We just are. So
Mm.
yeah. If I could have felt and known that younger, like, yeah, that's what I would have told myself.
Mm. I
Hmm.
love that. I love that reminder. Something my coach, Connor, has said multiple times. He's like, speaking to like the mistakes and the failures, he actually, yeah, like we don't, I think ego doesn't want us to, and we
Hmm.
of course want to show up. Um, maybe we don't, I don't know. But he's like, I want you to fail as fast as possible so that you can move forward and take that learning and da 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 da. And we apply it to our movement, but it obviously that principle applies to all aspects of life. And I love that the work of putting out your work is working you in the
Hmm.
best way, it sounds like. And you're doing it in that feminine way of co-collaboration with all of your three spirits and with the spirits of the women who are coming through. Like it's going to be such a unique day. And just as every other combo session is, as in every other conversation you're having with women, and every meditation that you put out, every sound escape you put out, like it is just so delicious, so rich, and yeah, just doesn't it just like fill your taste buds? I feel my
Yeah.
mouth like coming alive as I'm saying this.
I feel it. I'm just like, oh.
I'm so I'm so proud of you. I'm so
Oh.
excited for you. I'm celebrating you. And I'm so grateful that you could share a little bit of your story and your experience and where you're going and this gestation theory that just kind of like, yeah, that I love that theory. I love this analogy, but like what it is.
Mhm.
So thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here.
Thank you so much, Brittany. Oh my gosh. I
Yeah.
feel so honored to have been able to share this space with you, with the magical, powerful
No,
Brittany.
no.
Ah!
We're both so powerful.
Yes. Yes, you're such a beautiful soul on this planet, and I'm super, super happy that I could be here with you. And on the virtual realm, in the real world, let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, let's go. And you too, listener, you're powerful too. Don't you
Yes.
forget that. And yeah, check out Julia's work. I will tag everything in the show notes, and we will see you next time. Thanks for listening and for placing your finger on the pelvic pulse. I'm Brittany Ellers. The music for this podcast was created by Just Tech, and I'm grateful you're here breathing this conversation in with me. You're invited to stay connected by following the show on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you listen, and by sharing it with someone you love. Beyond the podcast, there are 2 free spaces waiting for you: the Arousal Anatomy Adventure and my private podcast, The Pool of Presence, both designed to support you in coming back into your body and listening to what's real right now. You'll find everything linked in the show notes. Let your curiosity lead you and enter wherever you feel drawn. It's an honor to walk alongside you.